Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back to the show once again. Today we have a Beyond All Reason 1v1 coming y'all's way. I love 1v1s and thank you so much for the person that sent this in. I'm actually not going to reveal who sent this in because some of y'all didn't like that I would reveal who sent it in because you thought it spoiled the outcome of the game. So somebody sent this in and it wasn't anybody that I'm going to talk about. So if you have replays that you would like to see casted, please send them to me. It's an SFDZ file. It's going to be in one of your app data roaming folders on your C drive, assuming you installed this to a standard directory. And you can go and look up guides on how to get replay files and everything. Really small file. You can send it to me on Discord. That's probably the easiest way. And my Discord handle is down in the description below. And I don't know why I'm doing all these hand motions because you guys can't see anything. Anyway, let's go ahead and introduce our players. So up in the northwestern corner, we've got Kevin, who is going as the Cortex, opening first bots, and he's sporting a very seasonal pumpkin head on his commander. I'm not sure if Beyond All Reason, if this was like a paid thing, like you can buy cosmetics now for your commander. That'd be a cool monetization idea for you guys because I know that you guys give this game away for free. Incidentally, if you guys are interested in getting this game, it is free. I would highly recommend you donate to them. I kicked them $20 because I definitely feel like this game is worth $20. But yeah, that's a great monetization idea. Like, sell cosmetics. Just go full League of Legends out here, okay? Like, no, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Never go full League of Legends. I'm going to channel Robert Downey Jr. there from Tropic Thunder. This is going to be a movie cast. I've been on a movie kick lately. But anyway, his opponent down on the southeastern side of the map is Flocka, who is sporting a blossoming flower on the back. I'm not quite sure what that is, but he does have the wizard's cap, which is perfect. It looks like the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter. Told you guys this was going to be on a movie. I was going to be on a moving kick today. So obviously Flocka is going to be Slytherin, and Kevin with his name has got to be Gryffindor. How can you be anybody other than Gryffindor with a name like Kevin? Unless somebody who has actually read the Harry Potter books or seen the movies in the last 5 or 6 years is going to show up in the comments and be like, yeah, this obscure character was named Kevin in Slytherin or anything like that. So Slytherin versus Gryffindor. Classic matchup here, as Flocka getting a light scout taken out, so one of his initial raiding vehicles. And because buildings in this game are fragile, if that scout goes unnoticed, it definitely could take out some of these solar collectors in a reasonable amount of time. Cause some chain lightning across Kevin's base due to the volatility of everything. Somebody does a song called Chain Lightning. What song? Oh yeah, 38 Special. 38 Special does a song called Chain Lightning. Kind of an older hard rock band. I know I've got some hard rock fans in the comments down below. So yeah, 38 Special, great band. I'm not a huge fan of like their bigger hits though. I'm more into some of their, I guess you could call them deeper tracks. Like I really like Little Sheba. I really like Chain Lightning. Some of their bigger hits that I do like Teacher Teacher. But yeah, great band. Kind of came out around the same time, or they were big around the same time as like I think it was Night Ranger. They were kind of part of that 70s 80s hard rock scene whenever the shred metal was kind of first coming out from bands like Poison and stuff like that. But anyway, a couple grunts coming in. They're gonna get mopped up by the blitzes there from Flocka, who incidentally went vehicles. Map is very open, so probably good for vehicles there. And it would appear that because we have grunts on the field, Kevin has gone for bots. As we have another little raid attempt coming in from a couple of grunts here. They're going to run into a light laser tower, though. So not going to get super far, as one of them not even going to get a shot off before it gets beamed down by this light laser tower. The grunts just running to the light laser tower like, please beam me down, Scotty. I don't know if that line was ever in the original Star Trek. I'm jumping all over the place. Incidentally, Night Ranger did the theme song for Secret to My Success with Michael J. Fox. If you're looking for some other movie trivia. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should. Old movie from the 80s. Not everything is like, you know, super applicable today, but absolutely hilarious movie. Definitely as far as comedies go, in my top 10. I don't like some of the newer comedies. I like things whenever they were a little bit more witty. Some of Kevin Hart's stuff is good, as we do have a Kevin in the game. But anyway, Commander's expanding towards the middle. It would appear that Kevin is going for the obligatory light laser tower and mechs with an occasional solar collector on all of his expansions. Grunt's pretty much losing at just about every turn here from Flakka's vehicles. Not surprising, as vehicles do pack a slightly heavier punch than bots do, being slightly more expensive. So if you got equal numbers out there, the vehicles should win, outside of barring any like micro shenanigans or anything like that. But right now, overall control looking pretty good for Kevin. Has some units out here securing the northern side. It's got some units down here securing the southern side, expanding with constructors out to the flank. And Flakka doing the same thing with some construction vehicles, but skipping a couple of these mexes. Not quite sure what the reasoning is there. Usually I expand outward instead of skipping a bunch of mexes and then building another mex. So I'm sure there's a plan there. Flakka's a great dude. If you haven't gotten a chance to run into him, he spent probably 3 or 4 hours of a Saturday afternoon with me one time, teaching me the ins and outs and mechanics of FAF. And Flakka, if you ever see this, I swear to God, I remembered 10% of what you taught me. As Flakka actually going to get a really good pickup here, taking out a mechs as well as the 2 expanding construction units there for Kevin going towards the south. Also going to take out a bunch of grunts. The reason why this is significant is you don't have a factory that is just constantly producing construction units in this game. So that means you have to dedicate production time now to construction units instead of dedicating them to units. So, you know, definitely a cost associated there. So good move there by Flakka, who is continuing to expand north, getting some defensive structures, getting some units down. Actually, a lot of defensive structures here as Kevin is building the Great Wall of Kevin here with a bunch of light laser towers. Could do something a little heavier, Kevin. Not quite so light as a light laser tower. But what do I know? These guys way higher ranked than I am in this game. I struggle still with this game. I have started playing it a little bit more, but I do struggle with this game quite a bit. Just kind of breaks my brain. The eco structure and everything just goes against everything that I've been taught. But beautiful game. Love to cast it. And yeah, super fun to watch. So we'll see how the bot versus vehicle dynamic here plays out. It would look like the vehicles are winning because Flakka going to get another good little run by here. And with his vehicles, able to go toe-to-toe a little bit better with these light laser towers without losing his units. Actually going to be able to take that light laser tower down. Or not. Just going to run past it. Just passing. Just passing. But we do have 3 blitzes still here, as we do have another squad of blitzes or platoon coming up from the bottom of the map. And grunts undecided about what they're going to go protect. Not sure if Kevin actually sees this on radar. So if you go to player view, Kevin does not see this yet on radar. He does see it now, and so able to redirect his units quite a bit. As Flakka advancing units. There we go. Fix the camera. Okay. I'm already sweating because of that one. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Practiced this so many times in my head. But anyway, all right, back to the game. So I've already restarted this cast once because I had my OBS set up incorrectly, so I'm not doing it again. I'm not going to restart this cast again for the second time. But quite a few solar collectors there going down for Kevin. Flocka getting some good economic damage there, mopping up a couple of metal extractors as well. And looks like he's not quite done yet, as we do have a couple of metal extractors that are going to be under threat here from this blitz. You can see how quickly these things die as well, making these very vulnerable to attack, which is why players pair them with light laser towers quite often. As we do have an attempted raid down at the bottom from Kevin. A couple of light laser towers, though, will put an end to that, as Flocka was a little bit more judicious with where he put his light laser towers. As you can see, Kevin running into energy problems now. Plenty of metal, not enough energy. And now we're starting to get some artillery as well as some rocket trucks or missile trucks out in the front. Take down the Great Wall of Kevin here that he has erected. But going into a little bit quieter part of the game right now, is I think both of the players trying to figure out what their next move is. Flocka seems intent on breaking this defensive line. Kevin positioning a lot of his units to secure and or pressure the southern side of the map so that he can get some expansion out, as we do have 2 new constructors that have come out to start expanding again. And Flocka doesn't like that one bit. Going to deploy several blitzes. And with more on the way as well. Did relax the pressure from the mid. I want to wait to provoke a response until he's ready to commit to that pressure, but right now he seems intent on hammering the southern side of the map. As these guys posturing against each other right now, and looking at the numbers, I can tell you right now that Flocka is going to win if Flocka takes this engagement. Blitz is not only stronger, but also more closely clumped together. As you can see, the blitzes come in range of the grunts. Grunts do have the range advantage, but appear to not have the speed advantage. Kiting really, really well. It's going to be a couple of blitzes down. Flocka going to look for another angle of attack, I think. So I take it back. The grunts with their range advantage definitely making it work for now. But that just means that Kevin needs to be on his toes with these guys. Can't necessarily take a toe-to-toe engagement with Flocka there, as we start getting a beamer, so some more heavy defenses getting set up on the southern side, as that seems to be Kevin's favorite spot to attack at this point. Not a whole lot really going on at the north. Flocka has set up a beamer, or is setting up a beamer, as well as some light laser towers up there to secure it, as Kevin now going in on Flocka down here at the bottom and then kiting away. Definitely floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee as much as he can here with these bots. Still kiting really, really well. But now we've got several stouts that are showing up, and the stouts should be able to just absolutely carve through these grunts. So that's a pretty good win there for Flocka. We do have a couple of brutes now showing up, so Kevin actually switching strategies here, going for vehicles at about 13 minutes into the game, and Flocka actually adding a bot factory up here as well. So both players shifting their strategies a little bit. We can start seeing some pawns coming out here from Flocka, wants a little bit more of those light assault bots. But the real meat of his army is here within these stouts. As Kevin takes a step forward, not able to kite quite as well against the stouts, but does have medium tanks of his own. And he's going to force Flocka to retreat. Flocka going for a flanking maneuver here with these blitzes in the back line. Looking, I think, to pick up the grave robbers a little bit that were on a little bit of a reclaim mission or a resurrection mission. Flocka marches his full force and marches on Kevin. As more brutes coming up towards the front here for Kevin. And Flocka actually going to pull back a little bit more, going to try and get around light laser tower here for a little bit of defense. But I think Flocka's advantage that he had there with the medium tanks has gotten whittled away. And here's the reason why. He's got advanced vehicles now on the field, so sacrificing some of his unit production to get a tech advantage. So definitely playing the stalling game right now, instead of the I'm gonna come at you and kill you kind of game. And these brutes just absolutely marching through just like a big dude at a bar, just shoving people out of the way left and right. You love to see it. Those of y'all that have ever been in a club in college, you understand what kind of asset that can be. Being a big person, being able to just shove people out of the way. As we do have a beamer here set up for Flocka. Kevin gonna go full commit. Beamer is down. And there is a superior number of brutes here now for Kevin as he is focused entirely on the T1 vehicle production. Flocka now with reinforcements starting to come streaming out of his base a little bit more, but I think it's a little bit too little too late as the brutes are just absolutely brutalizing these stouts. Defensive structures doing what they can. Pawns as well as Blitz is coming in to try and halt this advance, but I don't think anything is stopping these brutes from just walking into Flocka's base at this point. Definitely needs more units to finish the job. He does have a stream coming in from his base. You can see on the mini map up here on the left. But as starting to get in towards the base, still several healthy brutes as the resurrection bots are going to go down there for Flocka. That's kind of a cool little graphical thing. The advanced solar collectors getting cloudy whenever they get damaged, assuming from dust and or cracks in the mirrors or the glass. But Flocka set up a defensive line here, kind of at the core, the heart of his base. Brutes continuing to stream in now from Kevin. Trying to get another defensive structure up. I don't think that's going to be very successful as more brutes starting to stream in, but we do have a bull now coming out from the advanced vehicle factory. Second one now on the field. This is exactly what Flocka needs to turn the tide of this battle. And Kevin now starting to lack critical mass here. He's going to pull some units back, get a little regroup, and go again. Go for another attempt. Flocka, though, definitely grabbing the bull by the horns here. You had to expect that I was going to make that pun. There's no way I cannot make that pun, and I will make it every single time. As Kevin splits his forces, takes some of them to go towards the north, and Flocka not quite paying attention on the micro of his units, and also not paying attention potentially to the guys that are coming in the front door. As we got a couple of brutes coming in, taking down a construction unit and also targeting the Tech 2 vehicle plant. Flocka needs to keep his tech advantage. Another brute comes off the field. I think Kevin has enough juice in the tank, though, to take that out, and he does. All that metal invested there from Flocka. Is, I think, going to pay off for him in the long run, as he is going to defend his base with the bulls that he was able to get out, but does lose the advanced vehicle plant, so he's going to have to rebuild that. Sacrifices he made earlier on now going to waste, as he's going to have to start over and rebuild that vehicle plant once again. At least he gets the reclaim from it. So now it comes down to the bulls, as we do have one heavily damaged here in the front. Other two in the back start looking very healthy. But Kevin now turns his attention towards the north, brutalizing these light laser towers, taking down a radar, taking down a mechs, starting to open up the map for himself. And behind all of this, you can see he is fully expanded now to the south. Has all of his resources online now. So did Flocka get enough done here with the bulls that came out earlier? He is rebuilding his advanced vehicle plant. Got a good ways to go, so Kevin needs to figure out a way to deal with these bulls, get a critical mass of units, and push hard while he has the time to do so. And in his main base, he's actually gone for aircraft. So, and I think he did have a vehicle plant here. Maybe down here? No, yeah, here was his vehicle plant. But he reclaimed his bot lab. Has now got aircraft on the field. You can see some of them circling around in front of his base. I'm gonna go try and see what they are. It's a little hard to tell. Yep, no idea. I believe these are the EMP gunships, if I remember correctly, based on the model. We will see in a second if he's just gone for fighters. If he's gone for fighters, that would be a little bit of a waste because I don't believe Flocka has actually got any aircraft of any sort. No, he does not. Is starting to get some advanced metal extractors up, or the Moho mines. And no Moho mines that I can actually see as of yet from Kevin. Going with just the vanilla metal extractors. So Flocka definitely going for tech and tech upgrade. And now he's started to push, reamassed an army of stouts on his front line, backed by the bulls. The stouts and the bulls. It's like if you gave a bull a lot of beer and then sent it into a china shop. And that's kind of what we're seeing here, as they are just absolutely brutalizing the economy. We do have advanced vehicles now out from Kevin. The Tiger tanks coming out. But Flocka trying to play the lightning warfare. Actually, I take it back. Kevin is the one playing lightning warfare here, as he's going for the full blitzkrieg, shutting down the tanks with the EMP, which is very appropriate because he does have the Tiger tank. And that's gonna leave these all the bulls. Bull. There's the other bull, and there's the last bull. So that's going to leave all these bulls very vulnerable, unable to escape. Those are all the Tech 2 units that Flocka had in that initial push, and I don't think he's produced any more. So needs to fix that ASAP if he wants to have a chance in this game, I think, because Tech 2 now bearing down on top of him, and he has no Tech 2 to answer with that I can see on the map right now. I might be missing it, but I'm not seeing any Tech 2 tanks. Also, very little in terms of air coming out of Flocka. We do have an air factory up here, so is starting to get some. What are these bombers? I believe those are actually the fighters. Yeah, the Falcon or the Freedom Fighter. Needs to get in there and start mixing it up as the EMP tanks or the EMP gunships really starting to shut down this army here for Flocka, and that's going to leave a door wide open for these Tiger tanks to come in and continue promoting their propaganda. Even more gunships now coming in. There are just not enough Falcons here. I believe it's the Falcon, right? Yep, Falcon. Got it. Nailed it. There are just not enough Falcons here for Flocka to be able to mop these up. Actually, I take it back. These EMP gunships are dropping like flies. Yeah. Alright, there are enough Falcons here. Damn, those things are fragile. Those things are more fragile than Jesters. I think it took one shot from each Freedom Fighter, and they were able to, or from each Falcon, and they were able to fire 2 shots with each pass. Air is muy fragile in this game. Not quite sure what that error means. Hopefully it's nothing important. As Flocka, I think, trying to probe up here at the top. Actually committing like his entire army up here. leaving himself kind of vulnerable. We'll see what Kevin wants to do. If he wants to go for the opening, which there is not a whole lot of defenses here. There's a couple of AA batteries and beamers, but it looks like Kevin's actually going to commit his forces there towards the middle. Protects the core of his base because he is the Cortex. But Flaka now starting to wreak havoc here on this northern section. I'm not actually quite sure where Kevin's commander went. There it is. Down here in this little crater. We got a big engagement here. Mostly bots and Tech 2. And Flaka got to give the edge to him at this point. Even with the resurrected tanks there from Kevin. Tanks combined with Tech 2. Just a more potent combination than tanks with bots. Or than Tech 2 tanks with bots, as we do have another Tiger going down. 2 more left to bolster. 3 more left to bolster the ranks here. Still have a bull wreckage here that he's actually, yep, he's reviving. So that's going to be another Tech 2 tank that he'll have available for him. EMP gunships once again deployed. This time there is AA in the mix, and the fighters are on the way to put a stop to this. So I think that's a card that only worked once there for Kevin. Is going to back Flaka off and give him some time, but things are looking a little grim here for Kevin, as I just don't think he has enough units here. What is he working on? Do have a fusion generator out from him, 2 bot labs, an aircraft plant, advanced vehicles. So I think making investments into bots, I don't think is paid off for him. He hasn't been able to he's only been able to slightly abuse the maneuverability of the bots, but hasn't really gotten a whole lot else out of them. So we've got an advanced metal extractor that is now going to go down here at the front, as has made the jump to Tech 2 Eco, maybe a little bit too late. This army is now bearing down on top of him. Bull out here slugging it out is going to succumb to the larger amounts of T1 forces, and Flaka, I think, going for the throat here. Fighters out to fly a screen, make sure there's no more sneaky EMP. I'm going to turn your army off tactics. Going for something of a strategic retreat, I believe. He needs to marshal some more units. He does have a lot more on the way, and I didn't even see this down here. Quite a few bulls now coming in. Gonna take out a lot of advanced construction vehicles that were working on advanced metal extractors, and that is going to constrict the eco noose even further there for Kevin. As Kevin now penned into one corner of the map without the defenses to be able to maintain, and he GG's and control K's. And it was looking dicey there for Flaka for a little bit. I thought that earlier Tech 2 investment had potentially stretched him a little bit too thin, but able to pull it off. Good game, well played. If you guys have any replays you want me to cast, please send them to me on Discord. There is also, I believe, a replay submissions channel on Beyond All Reason on the Discord there. So you can send them there. I believe that they do have a couple of casters that do this as well, outside of just me, where I kind of float between a couple of different camps. But they do have a couple of casters there. If you want to address it to me, just hit @me and I'll be able to pick it up. But anyway, guys, I think that's about it from me for today. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.